Episode 14 here in the studio. And from the sound in the background of my cat with all that yapping, we're going to have special appearances here tonight, just like I was telling our guests here tonight just moments ago. It's quarantine time, so family's together, so we're going to have some noise. But with that being said, we're here and we're live, and yes, indeed, we are ready to give you the show that you've been waiting on. But I like to do some testing before we begin for tonight's broadcast, I should say. And okay, we are live indeed. I just want to check to see if the audio was on. Excuse me. One moment. Okay, the audio is on. We are live. Shendon's in the comments. Shendon, we'll be using you as a tester just momentarily before I introduce our guest here tonight. But yeah, tonight's special guest is going to be a man who has been shrouded in controversy for some time. I was watching some of his matches today on Next Gen, and I think you guys are going to enjoy tonight's interview because obviously the man has a lot he has to say, a lot he has to get off of his chest. And it's going to be interesting because it's going to be myself, J Kid, and it's going to be him. And we might get a little special appearance from your typical host, Trey Jeter. Now, last week on the show, you know, we had Nolan Black, and it was emotional and controversial, and, you know, a variety of emotions were initiated in that sit-down interview. This time around, you're going to get a little bit of the same, but our guest tonight, Jayden, is not going to hold back. So without further ado, we might as well jump into the fun and allow me to welcome tonight's special guest for Live and Uncensored episode 14, the notorious Jayden. Nix, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. It's an impact. I'm good to be here. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
Right.
Great honor to be part of the show, Live and Uncensored episode 14. And yeah, just good to be here. So starting with what should we talk about first?
Well, thus far I can hear you. That's why I was quiet. I was testing the audio to see if you sound good. You seem to sound good on there, but guys, let me know. Does Jayden sound too low? Let me know in the comments. Does Jayden sound too low? Let me know. I'm going to pick my phone up because this is where I have my questions so that we could talk to Nix. I'm going to have to ignore all my messages, even the honey buns. Sorry, sweetheart, I'm going to have to ignore your messages. Dedication, man. Dedication and passion to JTV. Even our girls we ignore. Jesus Christ. All right. This is your time, right? This is your time, right? You said what?
I'm sorry. I said that. Can you hear me now? Can anybody out there hear me now?
Hey, it says okay. Yeah, if you can bring the volume up, I guess, since they seem to not be able to hear you. Oh, and also try to speak a little louder so they could, if you can, so they could be able to hear you. Now, as I said to you guys before when we started the show a few minutes ago, hey, it's the quarantine era, so we might have special guests in the background from time to time. We apologize for that, but we'll try to remain focused. Trey's in the comments saying still low. So I'm not sure. I can barely hear him. Go ahead, Nick. Say a few words. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear him.
All right. Can you hear me now? Anybody out there? Can you hear me now?
Let's see if I can hear you.
Anybody out there? Can you hear me now?
Okay, well, I can hear you, but it just seems like it's low. I'm gonna go ahead and request that you bump the volume all the way up, and let's see.
Okay.
Trey says it's a little better. Let's see.
All right, so how about now?
Let's see.
Let me talk to my assistant.
Nix, you cut out a little bit. Are you there? You still with us? You're kind of breaking. Okay, all right.
My assistant Malik, which is my housemaid. Can you go? Can you get my mic? Can you get my spare mic from off the desk over there?
All right.
No, the big cushy ones. Thank you.
Nix is going to need a moment, folks. So with that being said, while Nix is getting his new mic installed, want to let you folks know that it's looking like next weekend we're going to be getting Mega Rush episode 122 live. It will be going into the 9 p.m. time slot once again, as we'll be going back to our standard 2-hour program, but it will be action-packed with action from left to right. Oh, what the hell is that? We got somebody playing with a wheel or some shit.
Can anybody hear me?
Can you guys hear him? Somebody playing with a wheel or some shit.
Can anybody hear me?
Like, I can hear you. It just sounds kind of low. They'll be able to hear you, but it's probably earphones friendly. It just sounds kind of low. Shout out to PlayStation, man. Shout out to PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to talk loud then.
All right. So Nix is gonna try to talk loud for you guys. We'll have an interesting show with this man right here, and we'll get down to business. I think before we get into some of the things you want to get off your chest, Nix, I think we should probably start easy and slow. I think we should go back to the beginning, way back to the beginning, and treat this like it's Fallout or something like that. And we should just go ahead and focus on the early life for Jayden Nix, something that a lot of people probably would want to know about that don't know about. How would you look at your life coming up, you know, the early days and school and your childhood, you know, and the way things came up for you that stands out for you, that you remember? Good and bad, whatever you would like to say.
So what would you guys like to hear? Good or bad? Which one? Good?
Well, I think you should combine both, you know, combine both. Tell your story.
All right. Born and raised in Los Angeles, California. You know, I was a strange kid, you know, not really too much into the drugs or gang banging and all that type of stuff. Right. I was raised by my mom, you know, my adopted mom, but I don't use the word adopted. I just used her as my only mom because that's the only mom I ever knew. Right. I don't know my real father. What I do know about my father is that he is a leader of a gang, but I don't know what gang he's from, but that's all I know about him. My real mother, however, well, she just kind of just abandoned me, tossed me out. But that's how my mind thought growing up. But as I began to learn that she did it for good reasons. I had 8 real brothers. They all was part of my dad's gang. Wow. And she did not want that life for me. Right. So she gave me up to a woman named Ruby Hawkins. That became my mother. And I was adopted to the Hawkins family. And my life hasn't always been great. Living with ADHD, you know, autistic. And it hasn't all been great. At first, I was always ashamed of how I grew up and stuff, because I felt like I was misunderstood half the time. You know, I got into fights and didn't know how to emotionalize I didn't know how to get my emotions out there or know how to talk about them. You know, okay, it's kind of hard talking about this because, you know, I don't really get into it, but you know what? It's cool. You know, it's about time I let this out. I lost my mom at the age of 18. Didn't get a chance to say goodbye. I was the first one to find her. at the scene. Of course, losing my mom and being the first responder to actually see her face down in the um uh um bathtub.
Right.
It was really hard for me because it's like losing my mom in the way she went, didn't even get a chance to save her. Feel like I failed.
Yeah.
I wish I was a better son at times, because it's like I caused her some problems when I was growing up, but wasn't always the good kid. I was rebellious at the time, and I felt like if I was just a little bit more kinder to her, a little bit more of a son to her, I would have. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much. Maybe
Maybe it would have
just
changed
saying
things. Yeah.
But it's just, I wish I could have done better. I wish I would have saved her.
Right. She took her own life, or what?
No. It was a natural passing.
Right.
It was her time.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready to let go. I wasn't ready to, release it. I knew my mom was dealing with a lot of back pain, had surgery in her back and everything. And I hated the brothers that I grew up with because when she fell and hit her head on the concrete, that took the last of her strength. I remember this one part, the night of her passing was, I love you, and see you in the morning. And of course I was like, I'll see you too in the morning too, Mom.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because me and my pal from LA was just discussing how he was gonna go on a vacation the next day, because we was going to Vegas the next day, but we had everything planned out. It was gonna be our first little road trip together, because we've been knowing each other for, back then was like about 8 years. So
Right.
next thing you know, woke up that morning happy, excited as I can ever be. Like, man, I'm about to get ready to pack up my stuff. Next thing you know, I'm thinking like, why nobody up? I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional.
Hey, man.
Sorry about that.
It is what it is. Natural reaction.
Yeah. So, I sometimes feel that, give me 1 second. Alright, it's, now, yeah, I'm sorry, it's a phone call. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. But sometimes I feel that, at times I get to that mode in my head where it's like I'm dealing with, emotional triggers, like,
Yeah.
I get depressed sometimes. I deal with a lot of depression at times. Friends walked out on me that I thought they were real brothers and stuff.
Right.
But, I had people backstab me, walked out on me, and I never understood why. Like, thought we were cool. I mean, we grew up in these are people I grew up in high school with.
Right.
Knew them for a while, met their parents and stuff like that,
Yeah.
But, it's just that, it's crazy. You think you know somebody. Like, let me tell you a little story about, this one friend I had, Darius. His name was Darius. It was like about maybe a couple of months after my mom passed. I was with this one chick, and it was really cool, really cool. Me and her was really cool. Was hitting it off right, and next thing you know, the girl I was with hit me up with that, you know, who was this dude in my inbox trying to talk to me? And next thing you know, it's my friend Darius. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
You know, she showed me screenshots of how he was talking sexual to her. I'm like, oh, for real? Damn. But I'm like, wow. So that's how we doing things. You try to get with my girl behind my back though.
Right.
But when you didn't have no place to stay, I gave you a place to stay. But that's how you gonna do me though? Alright, you know, it's all good though.
Right.
Because at that moment I wanted to fight him. But I was like, what that gonna do? You know? What that gonna do, you know? But after a while I moved.
By the way, sorry to cut you off, but we got Trey Jayden in the background in the house. What's up, Trey? Welcome to the show.
Sorry I'm late. The monkey's in the back.
See, now you're late. Last time you told me I was late. Now you're late. Okay?
I'm 18 minutes late. You were an hour late.
So anyways, Nix, back to your story, Nix. Like you were saying, Nix, please continue.
I'm 18 minutes late. There's a big difference.
Trey, I will rip that goddamn Live and Uncensored logo. I'll slam you through the... Never mind. Go ahead, Nix. Please continue.
Hey, I was late. I was late because apparently your monkeys in the back don't know how to work the soundboard. So...
Those monkeys in the back work for WWA. Don't talk about my guys. Please continue, Nix.
Okay.
We got 10 people listening in, Nix. Please continue your story. Yeah. Sorry for interrupting.
So, let me just back up a little bit. Before my mom passed, I didn't get to walk the stage at my own graduation. Why is that? Well, when I was saying that I didn't like my other brothers, well, me and them got into it. One of them, his name was Kurt. No, I don't harbor no hate for him no more. But when I did was when I was still hating him at the time, I confronted him because I didn't like how he was talking to my mom after everything she had done for him.
Right.
You know, it got nasty. Of course, I beat the shit out of him.
Right.
And I took his wallet, took his money, and then I spit. Then I just tossed the wallet. I just tossed the wallet at his back after he was laying on the floor, and I spit on him and be like, you know what? You ever talk about my mama like that? Now you gotta deal with me now. So thank you for your money though. I walked off. Somewhere inside me, I felt powerful. But then again, he came at me again, and I'm like, we start fighting again. I took out a knife, tried to stab his ass.
One of the comments is saying, how much was in the wallet? Do you remember?
It was like $100. It was $100, you know, not that much. Well, back then it was, you know, I was a kid, so yeah, I didn't know how to spend $100.
Right.
But I spent my time in my mom called. My mom felt that I was really out there with anger, you know.
Yeah.
So she did what any mother would do, you know. She cared for me, and she what a mom would do, she sent me to a psychiatric ward.
Right.
Because I had so much rage in me. And I didn't know how to, like, you know, when you get backstabbed, betrayed so many times, it breaks you eventually.
I agree.
I mean, my first ex slept around on me 60 times, and I counted it. I don't know why.
Come on, man. 60 times and you gave her a break? 60 times?
Oh my God.
She holds the all-time attendance record, yo. What the hell's wrong with her, yo? Y'all see this stage on the screen right now? She needs to be power driven off of it into a table, yo. God damn.
She slept with a whole bunch of guys that I even know. Some of them I knew, some of them I didn't.
Yeah.
But I was in love, you know. I was in love, you know.
In love with what? What were you in love with?
I was in love with
with a doorknob and shit.
Damn.
This is the one that I know, right?
No, this is way back.
Oh, so none of us knew her. None of us.
No.
Okay.
No, I can see your picture though later on.
That's all right, you know. That's cool.
I know. AJ, I know what he was in love. I know what he was in love with. And all the guys out there, they know what he was in love with.
It was my first love, you know. But what did it for me?
Hold on, man. We was talking about love. I just remembered something, man.
Yeah.
We was talking about all this love, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but I can't believe I didn't do this when we started this. But man, rest in peace, Lil Rich, man. Goddamn, rest in peace, Lil Rich.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace to the GOAT. Rest in peace to the, you know, he came through with the hits, you know.
Classic, man. My mother would tell me about him. Every culture knew about him. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him, man. But back to you, Keeb. Excuse me, I'm breaking kayfabe. Jayden Nix.
Yeah. Oh man. So I missed my graduation. Didn't get a chance to walk the stage, and that was one of my biggest regrets.
That sucks.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, along with the ex that I had that cheated on me 60 times. But you know what made me snap on that last time she cheated on me?
She said Home Depot sucks.
No.
Oh.
That was before when I was like 20.
Okay, got you.
I was like 19 when I was dating her.
Right.
A good one, though.
Right.
She slept with somebody in my bed. You know.
Goddamn.
And I caught them too.
Yeah.
I ran in on that.
Right. In the face.
No, I tore up that whole house. Fucked him up.
Wow.
And you know what happened? I had the audacity. I don't know what was going through my brain, but I gave her the key, and I walked out to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And I was there for a good while. Came back, boom. That's what I saw. I was like, you.
Man, I'd imagine that was fucking traumatizing for you, huh? That's got to be like the worst feeling in the world to just catch somebody in your bed. That's traumatizing, man.
It is traumatizing, but
fucking flaming fucking short, fucking staple gun with flames on that bit. Don't stop. Damn, yo.
I kicked them both out. You know, etc. Then, oh man, I didn't get over that for like a minute.
We got you a lighter and some hairspray turned into a flamethrower.
Oh
and
shit.
Then I had an act of attracting the wrong type of girls. Alright, so somebody I told maybe a while ago. We call him Chris, you know, Chris, my buddy Chris out there, you know.
Yeah.
If you watching, this one's for you. So I told him about this ex I had named Shantice.
Right.
And I don't know what I was smoking at that time. But either I was in love or I was just stupid. So what ended up me breaking up with her was she told me I was being abusive. I'm like, I never put my hands on you, not even once.
Typical female excuse. You're abusive. You're controlling.
Like Lorenzo.
Oh. Sorry about that, Low Wilder. Shots fired, baby. Go ahead, Nick.
But what ended up happening with her was like she beat me with a belt.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about, like beat me like a slave. So I bit it on her. So I couldn't hit her.
Right.
I couldn't punch her. So guess what? I went with my teeth. So I bit her hand. like a dog or something. And then she tried to tell her mama that, oh, he abused her, so she got a restraining order over me.
Right.
And I'm like, what?
Hold up. Like, hold up. Wait, you beat me with belts and extension cords like I'm your child, and you just gonna be like, I bite you once, and you like, he abused himself. I want a restraining order.
Exactly. And she got what she wanted. And everything.
Right.
Walked out of her life. You know, now the good parts about my life. I don't want to start talking about that. I don't want to stop. I want to stop talking about bad things. But the good things about my life is, you know, I learned to accept my autism. I learned to cope with it.
Hey, did you have any really severe struggles with that coming up? Like, did you had problems walking and obviously talking, but...
No, I didn't have any problems walking or talking. Everything was fine. Just that, you know, I talk more than usual.
Right.
You know, I get emotionally disturbed a lot. Like I start letting out all I feel like my emotions, like anger and all that type of stuff, it's amplified because like it's part of the ADHD. I'm hyperactive, can't stay still. I'm always talking so much, moving around, and some other stuff that went with it. But I felt like I was a freak. Like no one would accept me.
Well, I mean, you know, you are a freak, BBW style, baby. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I like them BBWs, man. You start on the BBWs.
Oh, my bad, man. We'll get to that later. Pull your cocks away and shit. Billy, we're watching you. Put that shit away. Back to you, Nick.
But you know, I struggle with it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like over time, I hated myself for having that. I hated my real mother for ever doing drugs when she had me. But
it happens.
Over time, I learned to accept it. You know, God made me wonderfully made. You know, He made me who I am, and I thank the Lord for you know, making me who I am. I don't want to take it back at all. I don't. But I still feel that I'm a freak and I'm never going to like amount to anything at times, but I always hit that with a positive vibe, like, you know what, I may be different, but some of these normal people don't even act, they act like more freaks than I am.
No, these so-called people who think they're normal, hey, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. These are the kind of people who take a small child, and just because that small child doesn't talk, the education system automatically deems them as having some kind of an issue and needing therapy or someone to talk to or something like that. Or they deem them as antisocial when the kid just doesn't want to talk. As I think me and Trey talked about this just a couple of days ago. Maybe I just want to sit down and do my fucking homework or something. Maybe I don't want to talk to anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't listen to them, dude. You're as normal as you want to be. You know what I mean? That's the end of it. Nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? What matters is how you carry yourself as a person. You know, I'm not going to go into one of my typical strong motivational J Kid speeches that go on for 30 minutes. I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying that, you know, you're you. You're already perfect in your own way. No adjustments or enhancements needed of any kind. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
that's that. Long as you're doing your shit the right way, being a good friend, being a good lover, being the best version of you that you can be, you're already winning. You're already well adjusted. No other adjusting needs to take place at all. You know? In time, just like how you said in your story, Luke Welsh is in the background. Oh, you haven't met him yet? Well, anyways.
Oh, no, I haven't met him.
It's just like you said. And basically, with time, things will tell you. You know, time will tell all. And like Toxic Diva used to tell me, you know, what's in the dark will come to the light. I love that saying. So it's just, it is what it is, man. You can't control everything. You can't, you know, shit can't work out the way you want it to. So you just have to work however you can work. You know what I mean? So that's just about it. Don't let it get to you. You know what I mean? If you, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what it is. We're at the 30-minute mark here now, so we're gonna get into some of the other stuff.
Okay.
I was looking at some of your matches today on YouTube, man. I was running down the Jayden Nix timeline of your career here in JTV and taking into consideration all of the moments that you've had, and it seems to me like your best moments are probably in front of you of what you'll do with your career, but you did have a pass. It did happen.
Yes.
And back in September of 17, September 19th of 17, you had your debut match at Next Gen episode 15 against the Funky Man, Funk Carter.
Funky Conker. It's funky time.
I wanted to get your reaction to that moment and your opinion on the Funk Man.
Okay. Funk Man. He comes off as uniquely goofy in a way. Like, I mean, he has potential, but I feel like he don't know how to unleash that potential in the right way. But my experience with him was, it felt easy picking him apart. You know, I enjoyed every bit of that. Cause in a way, I'm not gonna lie, I did take some of my frustrations of my life and applied that to that match, and that was the result of that.
Right.
And I don't feel sorry for taking out the garbage.
You call Funk Man garbage. You say he, come on now.
But his moves are great. His dance moves are great. I'm kind of jealous.
One of the most over-entertaining stars in the history of JTV. This man is a pretty big deal. He might not be the greatest wrestler in the ring. He might not be able to throw the Knicks kicks inside of the squared circle, but he's definitely a big deal.
You know.
But this is your perspective, you know.
Yes.
What about the match? What about the debut? I mean, coming to JTV the first time, what was that to you? What that means to you the first time?
The first time I stepped through that entrance was like, it was just amazing. The atmosphere, the fans. It was just, man, it was just like, it's like walking in to like an open stadium at an NFL football game. 9-something thousand fans waiting to see their favorite team play.
Right.
But imagine that favorite team being one man. They all came to see me, my debut, and it felt great. It just was just breathtaking. There's no word to describe it. It was just breathtaking. You know, able to put on a show like that on my first match and get the win. Not many people could get their win on the first day.
It's true.
So I felt really blessed in that moment to be able to get the first dub on my first night. So yeah, I will never forget that moment. You know, it was really, really great.
Okay. Fair enough. You happen to be a football fan, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Who's your favorite team and why?
Favorite team. I started my favorite team when I was in high school in 11th grade. New England Patriots. Now, a lot of people was asking me recently, are you still a Patriots fan?
Right.
After the fact that Tom Brady left the team and went to play with Tampa?
Right.
I look at them like, hell yeah. Okay, one person, one quarterback left the team. Okay, he helped us win some championships. All right, cool. He made a couple of MVP moves. Okay, cool. He got some awards. All right, big deal. He can be replaced. All right, he can be replaced. He thinks he's the one who makes the team. Now, I have learned that one person doesn't make wins possible. They may be the difference maker. They may contribute a little bit more than the other team does. Oh no, my bad. A little bit more the team players does. But at the end of the day, the whole team wins. They all contribute something. So, yes, I am still a Patriots fan. With Brady or without him.
Who would you say right now is the all-round, completely covered player in the NFL? Who's got it all right now?
Man, even though he's not part of the Patriots, I have to go with Lamar Jackson. You know, he's young. He got speed on him. I mean, he's aggressive, strong, know how to move in the pocket. And if he has to, he'll take it and run. Even though he's the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
But he is really good stuff. He's really good stuff. And I admire him for that. I mean, he's Tom Brady. How many times Tom Brady have left the pocket? Not very much. He can't run the ball. And if he did run the ball, he'll only get like, what, a couple of yards?
Right.
That's it. But stacked up against Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, if he has to, he could probably get like a good 15 yards in. So, that's the difference between him and Brady. And I'm hoping that the upcoming quarterback for our team, Stadium, or whatever you want to call him, brings something to the team. I'm not calling him next Tom Brady now. He's just gonna be somebody in of itself to bring wins.
This is your perspective. Nobody else is putting their stuff on it. I'm looking at the comments. Shout outs to the Baltimore Orioles, Cormo. This is your perspective only. That's why I'm not trying to interrupt or anything. So that's where I put the period, nothing to add. We go back to the JTV thing. We go back to your career next gen. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got some people out here tonight. Oh, these motherfuckers ain't scared of catching the COVID-19. Take them off camera. Let's. So anyways, back to what I was saying. People going to be laughing in the comment. Back to your career. You got an opportunity to work with the man who came through the JTV territory and at one point in time looked pretty intimidating, looked pretty convinceful. This was a guy who was undefeated. This was a guy who looked the part, can work the part, and almost was seemingly going to be a big deal in JTV, and people were starting to say that sooner or later he'll be on Mega Rush. You got an I don't know if you remember him, that's why I'm bringing him up. You got an opportunity to work with Slade, and when you work with him on Next Gen, you know, you guys had a pretty intense battle, which he wound up choking you out for that match. And I just wanted to get, if you remember the guy, I just wanted to get your perspective on him, your opinion on him.
Slade, man, I still want to fuck that nigga up though. But nope. Slade, man, I haven't heard that name in so long. Is he still part of JTV?
Trey, is he in JTV?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Not in my recollection. Not in my recollection. I don't remember hearing anything about him recently.
No Slade, Jayden. No Slade.
Damn. He left before I can come back and finish our little rivalry we had. That's too bad.
That's unfortunate.
I want to shove my fist down his throat. Yeah. You know, make him deep though, like
Well, you know, I'm not gonna.
But my experience with Slade.
Yes.
You know, he did get that win, and I can't say too much. He did choke me out. You know what? Before the lights went off in Georgia, I was thinking about, like, I can't believe I'm losing.
Right.
I lost this match to him.
Right.
But during that moment, after I walked up the apron after being helped up by the officials, you know, something in me was like, I'm gonna get him back. I'm gonna acquire a submission background so I can give him the taste of humiliation that he gave me.
Right. Okay. Well,
Push him to shove. I don't think I got that.
Well, what about Billy? You got to work him December 3rd of 17. What is your opinion on Billy as a whole?
Billy boy, man, that boy Billy Ray Dog. He weird to me. You know, he got a little bit of weirdness. You know, he kind of remind me of Red Shoes over there.
Nope.
But my experience with Billy, he's a stand-up guy. I heard some negative things about him, how he was a racist to a certain extent.
Right.
But as I look at Billy, I feel like he's not. You know, he probably may make some words slip, but we all slip. You know, we all slip. We all say the wrong things at times.
Right. We all slip.
Tension.
We all slip, but it's important for us to pay attention to those slips and not allow them to occur.
Exactly.
I'm with you. I don't believe Billy's a racist. It would have showed by now. But it's important not to, you know, say that word specifically, because that's what we're referring to, you know, and that word is something that probably was thrown around in his background with his family around, and that's, you know, that's where that conditioning comes from, and it's something you just should have never come out of your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's disrespectful. When you go to church or you go to school or somewhere publicly, you're not going to be cussing and saying bad words. Why? Because it's offensive. It can trigger people, all of that. It's the same way with that word. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm with you. I can agree with that, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and ask you about Cassidy Dreams. You've gotten to work with him on Next Gen as well. What's your take on him? I mean, and not just in the past, you know, what's your take on him now in the product, how he is, and then, you know, with the fact that you wrestled him, your opinion on him in general. Cassidy Dreams.
Cassidy Dreams. Oh, man. Cassidy Dreams. Can I get the camera on me real quick? Alright, thank you. Cassidy Dreams, what can I say about you? I still don't like you. That's why I hit you with the steel chaps, got myself disqualified.
Oh my God.
And that was a great moment.
the steel steps. The steel steps.
I wish it had been no DQ. Okay, Cassidy? I wish it was not a DQ match, because I wanted to see your head bounce off them steps.
You do realize that was your last match in JTB before you came back, right?
It was.
Were you upset when you hit him with the steps and got DQ'd?
I wasn't upset per se. I just got too deep into it, got too aggressive, and it cost me that match, you know.
Right.
But since now that I'm back, Cassidy, I really hope you're paying attention, because our little rivalry, it's not over. In fact, I hope I see you in the locker room, whether it be on Mega Rush, Next Gen, parking lot, out in the mall somewhere. Just know, I'm gonna beat your ass. But anyways, my thoughts about Cassidy. He's okay. He ain't all that. Joining BKS, which everybody's mainstreaming on these days.
Right.
Since Trey is part of BKS, tell me something, Trey. I want your opinion. Why you allow garbage into your circle? Obviously, obviously I beat one of your BKS members. How do you feel?
Technically, you didn't beat him. Technically, you hit him in the head. You hit him in the head with a steel steps, sir.
Hey, you know.
Technically, you did not beat him. Technically, you snuck him.
Yeah, but I can't beat him with the steel steps. I mean, no. D-pad, right? That was his name.
That's his name, D-pad.
D-pad. I mean, obviously, if you look at the tape, D-pad did emphatically lose to me, and he was part of BKS. How do you feel knowing that one of your lackeys
See, now I thought
lost?
I thought you were still talking about Dreams. You talking about D-pad. See?
Oh, Dreams is next. Don't get me wrong, Dreams is next. When we get to that, when we cross that line one day. But I'm just talking about why do your members lose to me. It was a good match. Damn, D-pad was strong.
Look,
I gotta give that boy credit though.
Look, man.
No, he gave me one hell of a fight.
Look,
I just don't. Yes.
He's a youngin. He gotta learn how to take the good, the bad, his wins and his losses. So I see it as a good teaching experience.
Okay.
He lost. Only thing you need to do, what does that teach you? That you need to do better for the next time. You need to get in the gym. You need to work out. You need to do what you need to do to get better. And that's what that was. It was a teaching moment. It was a teaching moment. Don't try to come from me.
Would you say it for your other members who lost that night?
Every teaching moment, sir.
All right, we're gonna keep moving along now. We've seen enough here. Any opinion on Bobby Young? Yes or no? You wrestled him.
Damn, how could I not forget?
Big guy.
Bobby, big guy, strong guy.
Knock your head off.
Nigga whooped. Nigga took me to dinner. Took me dessert. Damn, he ate my shit.
I mean, Trey knows Bobby real well in the live event elimination chambers, right, Trey?
It was tough. That was a tough loss. You know, I got my head knocked around. You know.
And again, I hope that he comes back and knock your head off.
I don't know, Trey Jeter. You know, I might be waiting in your locker room somewhere. Wait to pop up and say that to my face.
You don't want this smoke there.
I don't know. Because, who knows, Trey Jeter? You know, he might end up in the ring one day.
That match.
Well, you know, Nick.
It's the classic. But
I'm sure it would. I mean, and it can also happen in WWE. You never know. Shout out to your WWE. But
shout out to WWE, by the way. You know, give me the opportunity.
Yeah. So before I get back to Trey, like you're currently back in JTV, and before we get your reaction to that, you know, you're involved in the JTV Vendetta tournament, which is the first biggest tournament that Next Gen has ever had for the first ever Next Gen pay-per-view. And I wanted to get your perspective on that. Do you think that you have the ability to win that tournament now that you came in and beat D-Pad? And what do you think of the tournament in itself for Next Gen?
I mean, I'm glad that Next Gen is getting the recognition that it rightly deserves.
Okay.
I'm glad that it's getting this first pay-per-view.
Right.
But if I want to be all honesty, I thought I was gonna lose that match for D-Pad, so I wasn't really expecting to move on in the tournament. But seeing how I had that desire to go for such a magnificent title that one of my all-time favorites since being gone from Next Gen, Ty Shundin, right?
Yeah, that's him.
You know, shout out to you, Shendon. You know, you've been a favorite since I've been gone. You know, respect, lots of respect. But interesting. I know it's not gonna be easy. I'm not gonna say I'm just gonna go and win the next match. All I gotta say is we'll see. You know.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna, get overly cocky or confident. I'm gonna remain humble.
Yeah.
Enjoy the win that I got over D-Pad, over BKS as a whole, But I'm gonna enjoy this win, and we'll see what happens next.
Okay, well, since we're in the topic of matches and stuff of that nature, man, shut that damn sound off. We're trying to talk here. Bring the volume down. So you can get a call, but just bring the volume down at least. So
I'm sorry.
So here's the thing, man. Since we're talking about all this stuff, it's going to be very interesting to see who comes out on top at this pay-per-view and at this tournament. So I'll go ahead and ask you, out of the entire JTV product in itself right now, what would be your dream match? If you had to retire, if you had a career-threatening injury, and they're like, you have one more match, and that's it, what's that match?
If I had to choose between the best dream matches of them all,
right?
I have 3 top favorites. Is that okay to mention those 3 top favorites?
I suppose. Let's have some fun, yeah? Go ahead.
Okay, yes, let's have some fun. One of my favorites I would like to go up against in a dream match would have to be, the wolf of the show, the amazement of the hour, Mr. Amazing.
The world champ. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would like to go up against him one day in a match, Yeah. I feel like now, since I'm coming into a prime state of mind, I feel like I have what it takes to hang with Mr. Amazing. And I'm not speaking from a cocky point of view or arrogance. I'm coming to it as humble as I feel like just being able to fight Mr. Amazing will teach me a whole new way about how JTV operates, how it's done in the ring, outside the ring, etc.
Right. Absolutely.
Much respect to the world champ. Very much respect. My second dream match I want to go up against is it's a long time friend. I knew him before.
I think this is the one I want. I think this is the one I was thinking. Go ahead.
I knew him before coming to JTV. He's the one who called me up on the phone telling me, hey, come be part of this organization, I think it will help. I think it will awaken your mind in a way, make you strong. It makes good money too. Show your talents. I'll put a good word in for you.
Right.
And I have to say, it's my longtime friend, Marcus Storms, and that match I will forever be a top one I would like to have. I wish he was still part of next year. I wish that I was able to meet up with him one day.
Well, there's no brand extension, Nix. Nothing can stop him from going to next year to fight you. There's no barrier.
Yeah.
Can we all agree that the world should be free and there should be no barriers and the whole world should just be one big state? Can we agree on that? Without somebody trying to control the world? Or am I just the only one? Let me know in the comments what you think. And what would be that last match?
The last match is the most favorite of them all. After all, he's everybody's favorite. Everybody's top guy they want to face.
Apparently.
Come on.
Well,
they don't call him the box office hit for nothing.
I saw that one coming.
Jeez.
I would like to fight the man.
So you still want me? So you still want me to go out? You still want me to go out to Home Depot and meet up and shit? You still want to do this?
No, I want to do a like a Jeff Hardy / Edge type of match. You know, ladders and chairs, Extreme Rules match or something like that.
Okay.
I propose a street fight.
All
I
right.
propose a street fight because I want to see. I want to see him go in the Home Depot, pull out a 2x4, and
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, let's say you take Kevin Impact out of the equation and you could get one extra pick of the last person. Who would that be?
Oh, take Kevin Impact out the equation.
Yes.
dun 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 dun.
It's a lot of talent.
Man,
it's hard to
a
pick.
lot of talent. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yes. You only get one more because I got some other topics I want to get to.
One more. That's tough. Well, not too tough. Not too tough. Ty Shunden.
There you go. You picked the last one.
The man that I would like to go up against one day in the ring. It ain't just because King of Legends or whatever he calls himself. I'm looking at the person that has done so much, and he is well deserving of King of Legends in a way.
Right.
But when he first started, yeah, I felt like he was just one of those guys that was talking out of his ass. He proved me wrong.
You know, I felt the same way, but he's proved me wrong also.
And I have to say, he's a fighter, strong, ain't never backing down from a fight. He's everything I want to be. You know, I've never stepped down from a fight before. So, I'm hoping when our roads cross, you know, we'll meet up in the ring and have ourselves a dance.
I think everybody would probably look forward to it. So, you mentioned, obviously, Amazing, and you mentioned Marcus Storms. These are two of your boys. These are two of, that little clique,
Fantastic friends.
That little locker room clique, you know?
Yes.
And that was actually my 13th question. I'm mixing my question up so I don't, you know, so I can make myself unpredictable to myself here. So Marcus Storms and Mr. Amazing, what is your perspective on them as a whole?
Repeat the question one more time.
Well, Marcus Storms and Mr. Amazing, what's your opinion on them?
Man, nothing but respect.
Right.
I mean, my opinion is that starting with Marcus Storms, before I knew him, we started off as, I knew him from a friend of mine's, you know, I think his name was Alan or whatever his last name was. And you know, we kind of just clicked, you know, start being friends from there. It's like we kind of just clicked instantly. Like,
right.
It's rare to see friendships like that, you know. He's been a real friend from day one. He's helped me in areas that I couldn't even help myself. He helped me cope with a lot of my depression, and I will forever be grateful to Hardy. Nero.
Kayfabe broken.
You know what I mean by Marcus Storm. I will forever be grateful for him, because you know, he helped me through a lot of my depression issues. You know, when I was going through it.
Right.
Even when I was not to JTV for a while, after being betrayed by so many of those people who called themselves the JTV talent, the kings of JTV talent.
We'll get to that momentarily. Stick around.
They're now, to me, they're nothing more than peasants.
Trey,
now,
shut the hell up.
You know. But you know, even through it all, you know, I feel as Hardy stuck by my. Marcus Storm stuck by my side.
Yeah.
From day one, you know, even when I wasn't not in JTV
Yep.
for that time.
He did.
He stuck by my side.
He would always bring you up. Yep.
Yeah, we fight like brothers. But we remain cool. We remain solid to each other.
That's all that matters.
And I'll always be grateful for that.
I have the same relationship with King Leo. I'm with you.
Even though King Leo kind of broke your leg right there.
Well, you know, let's get back to you. You know, you on this show. We're talking about you. We're not talking about me, Nix. You know? And whatever that is that's in the middle of the screen look like a hook that hangs slaves. So I'm going to move this over here just a little bit, not a lot. Okay, continue, Nix.
Okay.
Yes. Nothing but love, brother, says Marcus Storm in the comments.
Of course.
Yes.
Mr. Amazing, what can I say? He is the biggest troll I ever met.
Oh, shit.
Like, I'm talking about, he's a troll. I mean...
He kind of reminds me of a ball or like a basketball, because every time you cut his ass, he bounces back at you with a comeback, you know? So he reminds me of a basketball.
And it's interesting about Mr. Amazing is because, like, he comes off as peaceful, you know? He kind of reminds me of one of those little monks, little bald-headed niggas that up there.
I'm done. I quit. Let's not talk about that no more.
But, you know, when you're around Mr. Amazing, you feel some type of peace, you know, a sense of peace. Like, you know, safe to be around him. Like, you can talk about anything, your life. And he's like an open ear. He's like an open channel, you know?
Right.
And I respect him for being an open ear to those who have came to him when they're in a time of need. But what he is to me, he's a brother.
For sure.
I would not tell them in a party chat or anything, or over the phone or anything, or at a titty bar or something like that. But he's really is a brother, you know. You know, I enjoy being his friend, and also to a certain extent, he's my mentor. In a certain extent, he's my mentor. And I like our bond that we have, and I'm hoping that one day we can face each other in the ring and put on a great show. So nothing but respect. If I speak so kindly to speak on another person.
Well, before we get to that,
I'm sorry.
Before we get to that, I'm gonna do this. I have somebody who is at my door I need to speak to real quick. I apologize about this, but it can't wait. So we'll take some questions right now, and if Trey, if you have any questions for Jayden Nix, you guys can discuss what you want to discuss, and I'll be back in about 10 seconds, 20 seconds. All right. Sorry about this. Be right back.
All right. So I do see a question here from Marcus Storm that you just talked about. His question is, how do you feel about Jackson Crash?
How do I feel about Jackson Crash? That hobo from the streets. You know, that bum that don't know how to get the hell out of his van and get a job. You know, that live in his van. I'm pretty sure you haven't showered in like weeks. But how do I feel about him? Yeah, it's like neutral. You know, Jackson's a great person. Never wrestled the guy. Or did I? No, I didn't. But, I know at times it's hard for him. But, it will be interesting to fight him one day. Even though I have to wear some gloves and some mask. I got that corona. But, you don't know what's in that van of his.
That is true, but at the same time, sir.
And I see your question, Mr. Amazing, about want to meet meet Kraft. Now I don't want to meet Kraft.
So Jay brought this up. For once, people, I did not bring this up. Jay brought up WWA. I didn't bring this up for once.
Okay. Yes.
Right. But my question is this: so what do you want to accomplish in WWA?
I mean, you want specifically?
Yeah, specifically, what do you hope to accomplish?
I'm gonna hope it's accomplish all. Accomplish everything that has WWE has to offer. I'm hoping to be champion one day. I'm hoping to prove that I am the notorious one, the Lion of Wrestling. You know, I'm hoping to hang with a lot of good talent. You know, I'm not trying to say I'm gonna be the best in the world. I'm just trying to be me. That's just trying to. What?
You just trying to do you. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Exactly.
But
I do want to be champion. That's first goal. And prove why I'm the best in my own category, of course.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. I'm not fully back, but I'm not gonna keep everybody waiting. We're towards the end of the show. I'm going to go to the following topic, and the following topic is, this is live and uncensored, and you know, there's no holding back over here. This is not directed at anybody specifically. It is not to take a shot at anybody or anything like that. This is simply just Jayden Nick speaking his mind, talking about something that happened, or his opinion, or whatever the case may be. His opinion is not the view of JTV, nor Trey's, nor anybody else's, nor mine's in JTV. He's speaking his mind how he wants to speak his mind, and that's what this is about. So at this current time, just to let everyone know, we're going to be talking about Draskell, who is not a part of JTV anymore. Again, we're not here to talk shit about anybody. This man has something he needs to say concerning Draskell, so we'll be talking about that and the topic of FHW right now, if you want to talk about that. I'm assuming that that's what this is about. So whatever it is that you need to say about it, you have this time right now. Jayden Nix.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, Draskell, you know, I thought he was one of those guys that was a really good guy, you know. Really thought he was the person that had that had the best interest for things that we did, the way we turned our back on towards that, turned our backs towards JTV, you know, which I thought to me was the horrible mistake at that time. But hey,
we're talking a year or two ago, right? With the whole FHW thing. Okay, all right.
Draskell sold me a false reality, sold many of my people that I work with, many of my friends, a false reality. He promised us that, hey, you know, I'm gonna take care of you. So in so many words, he promised gonna take care of us and give you a chance.
Right.
You know, all this stuff. Promised us epic matches. It was gonna be the best thing out there. And what does Draskell do? After we kind of just die on the sword for him, what does he do? He turns his back on us, saying that it was going back to something that he loves. Again, not to take any shots. I'm not taking no shots at all. But how can you claim to love something, but you turn your back on it? Not once, but twice. You can't say you love it. You can't say you love it. Because how do you give up everything just to leave? And then you want to tell everybody, you know, try to get people to turn on Jay, you know? I mean, But where just getting to know Jay, at first we had a fallout. But when he told me years later about all stuff he's gone through, Lorenzo couldn't even paint a proper picture if he tried.
That's Lowrider.
You know, I thought Lowrider was the Messiah or some type of shit that he made himself to be.
Right.
But guess what? Everything you try to paint on Jay was really Low thing. Low was just a person who was just sad and pathetic to me. And as soon as you turn your back on Low, it's like more like as soon as you wake up to what he was feeding you, he don't want nothing to do with you. He just throws you out like common garbage. So, in a way, Drasko and Low is not that different to each other. Because what Drasko do, he threw us away. When he had used us up, used us to get into a position where he can actually join back with JTV, what does he do with us? Throw us out. Just like Low did to me, he threw me out. You know? I felt hurt. I felt really hurt by that. You know? Of course, I forgiven that, because at the end of the day, Drasko did what he did. I just thought if he was here in this company today, I would want to ask why. You know, why did you do it? And then why did you leave JTV again? For what? For a friendship that wasn't even real? Nah. But I don't want to overstep my boundaries, because we're supposed to not mention a lot of other extra people.
Yep.
But if there's one thing in life that I know, if you're stupid enough to trust someone that is betraying you constantly, then I feel is you just setting yourself up for failure every time. And that's all I gotta say about that.
Gotcha. So you've gotten your point across with the Lowrider thing. You've gotten your point across with the Drasko thing, right? Or is there more?
Oh, I see Nolan Black's comment.
Let's see.
You know, simple terms. He got a little thirsty. Traded his Rolls Royce to an employee at 7-Eleven for Slurpee.
fucking ups.
Oh yeah, man.
But at the end of the day, I'm glad I found redemption in the eyes of the people in the back, the people in the offices, and that was blessed to be able to come back and be a part of TV again.
Well, I mean,
so I will forever be honored by that.
I mean, you was, but I mean, what was it? Lowrider didn't want you to come back. He was upset because you were trying to come back. You know, that's what you were telling me. You wanted to tell it like it was. He was upset that you were trying to come back. He didn't like it. He was trying to get his buddies to, kind of hate on you or kick you to the curb. You died on the sword for him, and it's like, when you decided, after FHW, for lack of a better term, and then when he wanted to have his thing going on, he went ahead and decided that since you weren't playing his game anymore, and the reality of it is that, he think he's got people around his finger, but he's the one that goes around people's finger, and all they have to do is shut him off, and the moment they shut him off, he'll be back begging. That's just how it works. The moment you realize that you got the power, quote unquote, over Lowrider, then that's it.
Really true.
So basically, The thing about it is that, here's the thing, man, and we're not going to rant too much with this whole entire thing. You got the opportunity to come back. You had some people who were in your ear, like a lot of these other guys. You know, you got past it. Me and you made our peace. You decided to come back. You know, you told me what you told me. You came to the realization on a lot of things. And basically just got it over with. You know, now you start new, and that's what it's all about. This is the route to take. This is the way to go. You get shit right, and that's it. You know what I mean? You get shit right. Eventually, again, I go back to that thing, that saying that Toxic Diva had, that what's in the dark will come to the light eventually. And I think that a lot of people realize for the longest time, not to promote myself or put myself over, but a lot of people realize that some of the stuff that was said about me a couple years ago was complete bullshit. And everybody's caught on to the shit so much that you can't even hide it anymore. Even if Lowride or anybody else wants to say whatever they want about me, you know, I don't have to make any effort to prove it's not true. All I have to do is sit back and let them make an ass out of themselves. And that's all it is. I'm proud that you got back to JTV where you belong. You and I had, you know, we had good moments also. I'd rather focus on that than the bad ones. And here you are, Jayden, back where you belong. So
exactly, and it feels good.
So yeah, I think that's that. I think we're done with the trash, and we can continue and close to wrap this thing up. You know, I wanted to ask you, what is it in the world that makes you most angry?
Do I have to pick one or a couple things?
Well, one thing that gets you most upset in the world. What's the thing that pisses you off the most in this world?
When people drag my mom's name into things.
Gotcha.
But if I had to put another one outside of that, betrayal.
Oh, that's a good one. That's probably the worst of them all.
You know, fakeness too. Fakeness makes me angry a lot.
There's a bunch of things.
You could do a lot for a person, and then they turn your back on you like you don't never existed. Yeah, that gets me pissed.
Right.
But yeah, just fakeness and betrayal and especially lies too.
Right.
I mean, if you had to lie to my face, like I was watching I know I'm not supposed to mention it. Damn.
Well, if you ain't supposed to, then we can't talk about it. You can't mention it.
Let's just say a certain wrestler that used to work here lied to another wrestler, talking about, I didn't use your techniques.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave that right there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and ask you about what's your favorite food, or what's some of your favorite foods?
Oh man, I got a lot of favorites.
Yeah, what you like to eat?
I'm a pasta eater. You know, I'm a pasta.
Love pasta. Love pasta. Shout out to pasta. Who loves pasta in the comments? Put your favorite food in the comments. We want to know what's your favorite food. So you like pasta?
I love pasta. I love chicken.
Yeah.
I don't really like a lot of expensive cuisine type of stuff. If I had to pick a favorite restaurant I would eat at every day, if I had that type of money,
yeah,
it would be damn, what was that place that sell a lot of pastas and bread rolls and
Olive Garden?
Olive Garden?
Yes. Olive Garden, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Olive Garden. Olive Garden can be expensive, folks. So only go there if you know you about to eat a lot of pasta and you ready to spend that money, because that place is no joke.
Right.
It is not.
Shoot, especially if you're bringing a special somebody with you, better make sure your pocket's full.
Oh God.
Right.
But it's a very good place. I've been there like one time. It was with my ex. I took her there. You know, it was a very good place. You know, great atmosphere.
Right.
They have friendly people.
They have a lot of selection on wine, I tell you that.
Okay,
Yeah, wine.
well, with
He ain't lying on that one, y'all.
with 11 people listening in, I like this one comment from Nolan Black. Nolan Black asks, okay, well, I got a simple question. Hypothetically, if you got a title shot at anyone at the moment, who for what title and why? Right now.
Who for one and why? If I could face anybody with a title?
Right now in JTV, and Maverick is also in the comments offering you a freak show spot.
I mean, if I had to choose anybody to face for a title, honestly, I don't even know who I would pick because some of these people are just amazing.
Too talented, yeah.
You know,
It's a lot of them.
It's like being in the candy store.
Yeah.
And you just trying to pick out that one big candy.
Yeah.
But you see all the other candies. I'm like, which one?
Right. So yeah, you're a kid in a giant candy store and you don't know what candy you want to get.
Good example. Good saying right there. Yeah.
Exactly. So I wouldn't. Honestly, I would fight everybody. You know, I'll fight every champion from Mega Rush to Next Gen. Let's all have a big party.
Well,
everybody.
The irony of it is, Nix, is that if you continue to win your matches in the tournament, you're going to go all the way to the end of the tournament at the pay-per-view and get to face someone for the vacated title and become TV champion. So you're on your way to a title shot as we speak, is the irony of it.
Exactly. And I don't know who it is that's going to be at the top waiting for me. And it's so exciting because, like, you know whoever is up there is gonna give you the fight, and I just love to fight, and I'm like excited. I want to meet this person.
Right.
Like you can't.
But
I
know exactly. I can't wait to who's next.
We are getting close to the end of this conversation here, so whatever comments you guys have, post them before we close out.
Who do I see being the fastest rising star to be the face of the JTV in the next few years? Well, Maverick, would I see who being the next rising star? The next face of JTV. There's a lot of good faces out there. You got Ty Shundon, you got Mr. Amazing, you got Marcus Storms, Corey Flash. You got a lot of these brothers out here that are buying to be the next face of JTV.
Right.
Not to take anything away from the box office hit, but the box office hit's been the face of JTV for as long as I can remember. Those are some pretty big shoes to fill.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You know, but there's a lot of people here.
Up to this point, it depends who wants it more. Because I view that if you got that hunger deep down in you,
right,
you just stay hungry, you're gonna be the next face. But it all depends on how hungry you really are. I can't tell you who's gonna be the next face. Who isn't? Depends how bad you want it. If you want it that bad, then you will do anything necessary to take out the next person you fight. You will use them as a stepping stone to climb that mountain to the top.
Right.
But it ain't gonna be easy.
It never is.
You wanna reach the top? There's a lot of people you have to climb, and that's gonna be waiting at each peak to knock you right back down. Are you gonna let them? Or are you gonna show them, hey, I'm the next king of the mountain?
Right.
And speaking of which, you know, I believe Ty Shunning got what it takes to climb that mountain. You know, I believe he got what it takes. and he's doing a damn great job of it. You know. So, again, we'll see what happens.
I'm very, very excited about this. Is my favorite era of JTV that's ever been. The talent pool is just incredible. I'm just so proud of everybody. And I get motivated by all you guys to want to do the show because it's just so much passion in the locker room right now. And I said it on the show before and I'll say it again. This is how it's supposed to be. This is JTV, full of guys that are not bitching, not complaining, not quitting, not getting their feelings hurt. People that are wanting to give 10 out of 10 and are here for this fucking place to grow and are here and are literally helping it grow to the point that we're getting big every single time.
I'm sorry, Jake. I'm sorry, Kevin. But if you would allow me to speak one little thing.
Say whatever you want. Go ahead.
You know.
Yeah.
I know we can't keep this going all day, but I feel like I want to keep it going for as long as possible.
Well, we on the network here, damn it. We on the network, so we go as long as we want.
So, like again, I'm so glad I'm able to be on Live and Uncensored.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to make it as long as possible. But one of the things that before coming back to JTV was seeing a whole bunch of quitters that said when they first arrived, I'm gonna be that person.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
I'm gonna bring ratings.
I'm with you on that.
I'm gonna bring in that fire into the network.
Right.
But those same people that said all this, I'm gonna be the next champion. I'm gonna be this.
Right.
I'm gonna be that. They all left.
Not even here no more. Yep.
So here's the thing. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing y'all talking about I'm gonna be the next little thing, the next big it factor, and y'all end up quitting. So to all those quitters out there, where you at, fam?
Well, let's.
I'm not around.
Let's explore a little bit of that. You know what?
Okay.
What motivated you to come back to JTV this year? What inspired you to talk to J Kid again? What happened there?
What motivated me? You know, let's reach back into my personal life. Again, as you already know, I'm a Christian. You know, I believe in God. You know, I believe that He is died on the cross for my sin.
Right.
And the sin of the world.
Right.
And Jesus is love. You know.
Right.
I believe that, you know, in doing so, following the work of Christ, it's like you can't harbor no hate. You can't harbor no envy. You gotta show love, you know? Well, so what inspired me to talk back to the man, a kid, was like, you know, am I really gonna hold this? I did something. I messed up on something. Then I need to bury the hatchet. I need to forgive. I need to forgive him, and then I gotta forgive myself. Because there's too much hate in the world. Black versus black, white versus black, white versus white. All this hate. You can't get nowhere in life with hate.
Ooh, don't make me. You about to make me start doing church sounds.
You can't get nowhere with hate. And what I did to J Kid was just another version of hate. How I'm about to hate on another brother. For what? Some gay. I'm sorry. Let me stop. Not to
Folks, we apologize for that.
I'm sorry.
We live and uncensored, baby. For anybody that's laughing in the comments, you going to hell.
Yes, you is, Lord. You're going straight down.
But I knew that I couldn't hold on to all that stuff. I feel like a lot of that stuff I showed J Kid was just another example of how much I didn't like my life at that time. I mean, I was going through a real bad patch still, and I feel like I was still hung up on my mom. You know, a lot of things, different things.
Yeah.
Back, and you may not know this, J Kid, But at the time, I got backstabbed again.
Lover?
Another friend.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh God, no. But another friend of mine that I've been knowing for like, I think the 8th grade around that time.
Right.
Backstabbed me for a chick. For a chick though. How?
Play.
And it hurt. It hurt a lot.
Shit, I
Cut
bet.
deeper than a sword.
Yeah.
Super kick him in the face.
Right.
Nah, I just didn't do nothing.
Did you call him out to Home Depot and shit?
Nah. It's just that, and the girl, what's crazy about it, the girl left him the next month later.
Oh,
Wow.
karma.
So he gave up, I think he was like almost 13 to 14 years of friendship for a girl that left you the next month. Really? Damn.
No comment.
So, that's what caused me to react, because me and him was very close, He knew my cousins and stuff like that, my friends, family, everything. He was a family guy, he was really there with my family, so. And the same thing I told JK, how I have your back, he said those exact same words. Oh, I have your back, T. I have your back. You ain't gonna leave, I ain't going nowhere. What do you do?
You know that's actually my favorite memory of you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's my favorite memory of you. Is I was working at IKEA. Long story short, this is his show. I was working at IKEA. Let's put this out there because you're on the show tonight. Back when, for those of you that know me, I was working at IKEA, not professionally. We was just there for an assignment. So I'd work with them for some time, and my life was completely falling apart, relationship-wise. JTV, I had people that were supposedly my friends, and they didn't believe me. They thought I was crazy. Jayden Nix was one of the guys who was hitting me up, telling me I'm here for you, all this other stuff. At that point in time, even though you later on would allow yourself to be confused by other people, you were still being a friend to me. He knew that I'd lost my mother. He knew that my whole thing was falling apart, and me and Nix had went through the same thing because he was having women problems just like me. So he went ahead and just reached out to me and made it his commitment to let me know that he was there. Truly, there were people running around saying, "Oh, I hit J Kid up. I'm his friend. I mean, I check on him. And not that was mandatory or required. You know what I mean? But to say that you do it and actually do it and put thought and meaning and effort into it is completely different. You know what I mean? If it was with me, if it was all business with me, it would be like, okay, so you come back to JTV, Nix, and it's all business. The only time we talk is when we do a match. And that's not the case, whenever I get the chance, I try to make a commitment, make a relationship with each and every one of you, even if it's small talk, even if it's 5 messages on Facebook, or it's talking in here, or it's a little live and uncensored, because this is our show. We do whatever the fuck we want on here. This is where we bond. This is the campfire right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I appreciated that. That's my favorite memory of yours, and I wanted to share that with the world so they could know. We've had fallouts, but and let me also say this: for those of you that are having an opinion of me and thinking, oh, Jay is such a hypocrite, all this shit he said about Jayden Nix and all this other stuff, these guys had a fallout, but look, he still brought him back to JTV. He still brought Billy back to JTV. Let me clear that up, all right?
No,
For Marcus...
I wanted to answer that, but okay.
You can add your spin to it, but I'll say this. From Marcus Storms to Mark Bennon to you, Jayden Nix, and to Billy Ray Dog. These are all individuals who have approached me personally, and even Corey Flash have all made a non-stop effort to come back to JTV and to make things right with me. And to me, that goes a long way. If you're truly sorry about something, you're going to show it. Fuck, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Fuck talking about it. You show You proved to me, and you've proven that to me. You taken every step possible to try to get back and to try to get things right with me. You hit me up once. I waited. We talked a little bit, and then you disappeared for a bit, and then you came back again, knocking on the door. Yo, I wanna make peace with you. I'm ready. I'm ready to talk with you. That's how that shit should go.
And just not to interrupt or anything.
I'm done. Go ahead.
But if you don't mind, I'd like to get into, because I know a brother that's in Christ that I recognize, Gorilla Cruz. You know.
Gorilla Cruz in the comments. New JTV signing.
Exactly, and just speaking on how a religious view. Now, I would like to get more into that. You know, if you don't mind me sharing.
This is your episode. We're live.
Okay, so my walk with Christ has been a beautiful experience. You know, I'm not gonna say it's all been easy. It's been some hard times. I mean, man, I've fallen under depression a lot of the times, nearly committed suicide multiple times. But I feel like every time I get to that point where suicide is involved, I just feel that a presence like, not so. God's like, you know what? Not today. You're gonna live through this. You're gonna come out stronger than you've ever been. And I have to thank a lot of the people who kept me on my feet.
Right.
You know, shout out to Marcus Storms.
Right.
Even you, J Kid. Even though you was upset, but I go back to those talks that we had.
Really?
Those talks really kept me going through those hard times. Even though we didn't speak, I just remember the good times. You know, Mr. Amazing. Some of the people that are not even here no more.
Yeah.
If it's okay with you, shout out to former JTV talent, former Mega Rush talent, Highway Hudson.
Right.
But a lot of these different individuals really helped me out through these troubled times, you know. And I feel like God has put you guys in my life for a reason.
Oh yeah.
And
I can agree with that.
It's to keep me, and it's sometimes little, you know, little do you not know it or not, it's really kept me going. And I may be a little hard around the edges to admit that, but what better way to admit that live and uncensored? So I don't take all the credit. You know, I don't want to take all the credit. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. You know, I wouldn't be here.
Well, won't do it, yes you will.
And let me read these comments.
YouTube has filed copyright claim for Trey singing.
Well, for that, that's Jesus on the main line. Yes,
Well, y'all gonna copyright me for singing? I'm gonna sing some more.
Just to elaborate on some of the things that Gorilla Cruz has mentioned, and I'm really glad he's in JTV, so I could be able to choose this time to shout him out.
Yes.
And a lot of things that Gorilla Cruz
you can actually say RWF now in JTV. You can actually say that.
Yeah. Man, I love that because I'm part of RWF and I'm proud of it.
And I am an RWF original. So.
There you go.
This man, Funky Man, Funky Carter. So, say where my name came from.
You can go ahead and
answer. RWF. So shout out RWF. Shout out Gorilla Cruz for giving the homie Jayden a chance. You know. Shout out Forrest and Payne. You know.
And shout out for joining JTV. But go ahead and answer Funkman's question if you want. That's a good one.
Where did my name came from? You ain't gonna believe it or not, but how Jayden X was formed back on 2K17. 18? Around there. I
Okay.
went up against Mr. Mason's cousin. His name was Reborn Mysterion. You may have known him. And funny, you know, I was born through the competition of facing him. You know, before I went by many names. You know, VHB leader, Viper Killer. I'm a big Randy Orton fan, you know. You know, Justin, a few of the times back on 2008, SmackDown versus Raw, I went by the name Justin. You know,
but
it's just that competition that I had with Reborn Mastering was like, I had to bring that part of me out of me from 2018 back into 2017. So that's how Jay Nix was born, you know. And he's one of my many personalities. I like to project him everywhere I go. He reminds me of how strong I became, you know. You know. If I want to get deeper into it, that character is me, and I am the character. Because when I had my weak moments, I turned to my own character, you know. This, like I said, a lot of people just think this is just a game. No, it's not.
Right.
It's like when I make myself, it's like putting parts of me in the game.
Right.
So I treat JTV as a real live wrestling circuit, a real wrestling. Like I'm in the wrestling world, fighting for all these fans. It's something I can't do right now, because my dream is to become a mixed martial arts fighter. You know, but why not get a taste of that through wrestling? So I can't say where Jay Nix came from. He's always been a part of me. You know, he is me. You know, we think the same, we act the same, different skin tones though. But we have the same background. He lost his mom, I lost my mom. We love the same, he loved the same. So it's like it's a part of me.
Can't lose your mom.
Regret.
Can't lose your mom when she's always with you. Top that, amigo.
Which is tomorrow's Mother's Day. Man,
and it's gonna be hard for me tomorrow. It really is. Because I got you know, I'm gonna be reminded of that.
Right.
So you know, for those who
God bless all of our moms, whether they're here or not. God bless all of our moms. Everybody listening in and everybody in the party.
And speaking of moms, one of my friends was a mother. I'm sorry to leave early, which some of y'all maybe want me to leave early, but
I'm sorry.
She wants me to. So she said she's been having a rough couple of days, and as a good friend and a good person that I am, I'm excusing myself from the podcast for the rest of the podcast to go to call her, check on her, and make sure that everything is all right. So I just want to say this. I want to try to cut Kevin Impact or Jayden off, but I just want to say this.
No problem.
I just want to say this, that hope that everybody has a good rest of their night. Have a good Sunday. Don't forget to have a good Sunday tomorrow. With those whose mothers are still here, and those who aren't here, remember that they're always with you, and don't look at it as a sad occasion. Always look at it as a happy and joyful occasion, and remember the memories that you made together with your mother. With that being said,
thanks, Trey.
I'm Carolina Hunter, Trey Jayden. I'm out of 5,000. Be breezy.
Alright, you too, man. Answering the question that Marcus asked when he said, when I asked you to join the Brotherhood during those dark times, when I was there, what went through your mind?
Not selling your soul.
Not selling my soul. That's a good one. Yes, I joined the Skull Brotherhood. Man, that's like, man, that's some demonic shit right there. You know, Burke Ross and the Devil. You know, Marcus Storm, some demon straight out of hell. You know, damn, I don't know.
Well, I mean, shit, look at what it did to Jason Hudson. It vanquished him to hell.
So,
where is Jason Hudson? Nobody knows.
So during that time, I wasn't trying to be nowhere near the Dark Brotherhood.
Right.
The Skull Brotherhood, you know. I was trying to, I was hoping they wouldn't find me or have any interest in me.
Well, they found Hardy. They found Marcus. Kayfabe.
Oh, man. Answering the Funky Carter's, how long you been in JTV? How you meet J Kid? How you get in JTV? Oh my god.
I think it's
Okay, so how I got in JTV? How I got in JTV? I was referred to a longtime friend of Marcus Storm's, and he introduced me to the product, which we know as JTV. You know, he told me to go talk to Jay. He introduced me. From there, I've been doing business ever since, and it became from a business relationship to an actual business/friends relationship. So I got both. You know, it's rare to see that you can actually do business with the boss and also be friends with the boss. I mean, how many people get that opportunity? I mean, it's rare that Kevin Impact himself trusts anybody.
Oh yeah.
And when you do, you best not to betray that. That's a good fucking friend.
I try.
I mean, if you messed it up, all it is, you fucked up, man. You fucked up.
Well, if you did, that's your problem. But good thing you realize it, Jayden. And yeah, I do consider us to be friends again, and I think that we're working our shit out as friends. And I do appreciate you trying to make peace with me again. It means a lot to me. I'm in a different mindset now. I'm in a mindset where I can actually do that kind of stuff. So, yeah, man, I appreciate it. Shout out to you for doing your shit.
And just to react to Funky Carter, you know, he asked me, I feel like you just called me out just now. How about me versus Jay Nix? One more match in JTV Mega Rush or JTV Next Gen. I'll be ready and born ready. Well, get the camera on me one more time. Funky Carter, you know, I understand you a smart individual, and I respect that. But messing with me, it's like messing with an unstoppable force that you cannot begin to understand. But I'm not the one to turn down challenges. So if you want to fight with me, if you can get it signed off by the man himself, sure. I'll even pay for your medical bills when I put you in the hospital. Too sweet. Alright, so next question. Flash versus Jay Nix down the road. You know, I'm looking forward to that one. Corey Flash. The kid. The Starlight Kid. What they call him? Kevin?
I just call him Small Dick Givens.
I will actually be an interesting match. Corey Flash versus the Notorious One. I'll actually look forward to that match. I mean, if our roads cross, let's make it a good one.
Right.
You know, nothing but respect for the what you call him, J Kid? I mean Kevin Impact.
Small Dick Givens.
Small Dick Givens. All right.
Yes.
So,
you already got a whole bunch of matches lined up for you.
and like I said before, I don't step down from nobody. So if y'all want that, I'll give it to you.
Oh shit. Well, there's another challenge right there. You got BKS's own Nolan Black. Why is everybody calling you out? Are you the new Kevin Impact? Are you the new Shendon? Are you the new Mr. Amazing?
I don't know. Maybe maybe the renewing of myself is what's attracting somebody. I mean, I never got marked this many times by somebody. You know. Oh.
Question.
Nolan Black. I had my eyes on you for a while. You know. Even the live uncensored episode 13. You know, if the rooms in the back is true, you know, about us throwing down in the next tournament, possibly. I hope that you are my opponent to some sense of degree. If you're not, okay. But at some point, if I do get to the finals, I want you to be that opponent that I face. Because, well, Mr. Nolan Black, I'm gonna kick your teeth right down your damn neck. And I'm gonna make you shit them all out. And I'm gonna prove to you that I am that unstoppable force. So I'll see you down the road, Nolan Black. But PKS for life. Anywho. Nah, Funky Carter. Can't take back a challenge. You opened the door for me. So why I just let myself in? Don't run now. There ain't no time for running. You called me out, so let's make it happen. But, I saw in the earlier comments from Maverick to join the Freak Show. And what's really interesting about the Freak Show is that they're a pretty interesting group. You know, kind of off, kind of creepy, and I like creepy shit. So who knows?
Do you like cats howling from hell? You like that? Is that creepy enough?
I love cats. I love cats.
I love animals in general.
Cats has been my favorite for like a while.
Only animal that scares me the most is Funkman in your DMs. Now that's a scary animal right there. Let me tell you that much.
That is frightening.
It is frightening.
I thought you was gonna say something about Billy Ray Dog.
Oh man,
Billy
Ray Dog is frightening in the party chat. Funkman is frightening in your DMs.
I feel kind of violated.
Yeah, so did she.
Any more questions out there?
What's up with them questions? We're gonna go on the 2-hour mark here. We're gonna wrap up at the 2-hour mark. So, what's up with them questions? What do we got? Jayden Nix and Gorilla of War with Gorilla Cruz. How about that? Gorilla Cruz is signed with JTV, and he's gonna be going ape shit in JTV.
Yes,
what do you think of that?
Gorilla Cruz. Me versus Gorilla Cruz. Now I fought this man. a few times in other leagues. But to fight him live on JTV? Ooh. What a spectacular day would that be? Now that will be an interesting war.
Right.
So yes, be careful not to. But I would like to see what happens. Maybe I can be your first match. Last one. He said, Funky Color said, how about Kevin Impact versus the Funky Carter? I don't want to see that match, Funky, man. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see you get beat in 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Oh boy.
I don't want to see that. You gotta get a little bit better before you can face the box office hit, man. That's Raiden versus Jayden. Oh, joining as a stable with Gorilla Cruz. Interesting. And my thoughts on that. I've never been in a stable before. I mean, I could be a team player, I could be a solo player. But if I had to pick my first stable, I mean, there's a lot of stables out there. I wouldn't join BKS. I feel uncomfortable. You know, they trying to take over the entire JTV roster. Ain't that right, Kevin?
Well, they could try. I mean, you know, there's been countless groups in the past who have tried to threaten the very foundation of JTV, but have not succeeded. You know, and there's been plenty of shows in the past that have also threatened to shut us down, and we're still here in 2020. So, you know, you could try. You know, you could try.
And they doing something funky out there.
They sure are.
Pun intended.
And it's starting to get up in the air. That's why people wearing a mask. No pun intended.
But what if they the one who started the COVID-19?
Oh man. Hey, since we're on that topic, before we wrap up here, what's your opinion on this whole thing, man? What's your take? And how crazy is Cali? Because I saw they was doing a little rally out there a couple weeks ago.
It's crazy. It's crazy out here. People gonna lost their damn minds.
Yeah.
You know, buying up all the toilet paper. Can't find no toilet paper, nothing. Can't find nowhere. Can't find no spray. Can't find no hand sanitizer. People just gonna lost their doggone mind. I'm like, I can't even go to the store. Look at the hand sanitizer test and see no hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I had that problem. That's why I had to buy 3. Huh.
So it's crazy. It's crazy out here. People are just doing too much. They wilding too much. But this COVID-19 has been really tragic on everybody. I mean, just not too long ago, a bishop that was part of the Holy Way Church and God in Christ Foundation passed away from this. I mean, this virus is killing people, killing people left and right. You know, people that are about love are being taken out of this world. But sometimes when things like this, you know, gets this bad, you have to go back to what you was doing in the beginning. Praying and fasting and believing that God can bring us through. I mean, that's the only way we're gonna get through this COVID-19 together, is being strong and praying and fasting and just believing that God can turn this around. It's all about faith at this point. You know, this virus is an invisible enemy. But I believe that this virus is not gonna last long. like they always say, trouble don't last always. And I believe we will be brought out. We will be delivered from this coronavirus. But I'm hoping that everybody obeys the law of the land and stay in the dang house. If you know you don't got to go nowhere, stay in the house. If you gotta work, okay. Wear your mask, wear your gloves, and carry around a little bottle of hand sanitizer. And be careful. Oh, you know. But if you know you don't have to go to work, stay at home. Your boo thing, you could just talk to your boo thing over the phone or video chat. And if she got a mask, she can come over. But don't just hang around these streets too long and catch something that you don't have, that you don't want. Because it's not worth your life. I mean, that's all I gotta say on that subject. I just hope everyone stays clean, you know, wash their hands daily, you know, and just stay out the way. You know, that's all you can do. And the way that the government's going, the government looks like it ain't trying to help either, you know? I mean,
I think
the government
I think
trying. Oh, sorry.
I don't know so much that I want to put my spin on it. This is your episode. I want your opinion, but I think the government publicly is trying to help. I think internally, you know, the government was behind it. Maybe not our government specifically, but the government internally was behind it. Publicly, I think the government's trying to do everything they can to get the shit under control, and people are just kind of, you know, it's like messing with a pimple. You're aggravating it. They're just aggravating the situation more than what it doesn't need to be because of the fact that they has to, you know, forcefully they got to go to the beach. Forcefully they got to be in groups doing something somewhere, and they refuse to listen because they want to pull out the whole I'm being controlled card. You know what I mean? And it's like, instead of listening the reason people choose to do what they want to do because of habit or whatever the case may be. I need my weed, I need my drugs, you know, whatever the situation may be. They're just being ignorant with it instead of just, you know, oh, I need to get in my car. I need to get out. I need to get out. You know, everybody wants to get out. But the more you have to get out, the more you're making this thing get worse and the longer it's taking. We all want to get out. How about we all stay in, let this thing die out, and then we can all get out. Exactly, because it'll be done. But people don't want to think that way. They're just being ignorant. You know, they're in the house and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't have anything to do. Like, start learning how to read a book. You know what I'm saying? Read 2 books, read 3 books. Learn how to cook. Practice how to cook. Work out like I do. You know what I mean? Start a business. Like, it's so much shit that you can do. And for lazy people like me, shit, watch Netflix, play games. You know what I'm saying? Do a fucking podcast with Jayden. Oh, wait a minute. Did that already. You know what I mean? Like, figure something out. Don't just play the whole, oh, you know, and these motherfuckers will go outside and their excuses just because they want to jog a mile. Motherfucker, it's called get a treadmill. You can order a fucking treadmill, put it in your fucking house, and you could just fucking run the mile there. You don't have to be fucking going outside causing fucking drama that the police have to follow you. You know what I mean? Like, it's ignorant and it's fucking annoying. When it comes to COVID-19, we are the cure. Yes. We are the cure, and we can cure it by shutting the fuck up, following this simple procedure, and it'll be done. Okay? Yeah, the government is a piece of shit and is corrupted, but this is the same government that is trying to still send you money and help you out. Okay? And this is the same government that's still trying to end this shit and still trying to maintain you. Because if they wanted to adjust things and ignore shit, they really could have taken the shit over and fuck whatever you think and whatever rights you have. You know what I mean? But no, they're going by the book because that's what it is. Yeah, at the end of the day, the people will overcome. We're the ones with the power and the control. But at the same time, you know, just be thankful for what you got. You know what I mean? Just be grateful. That's all it is, and that's what I think.
Of course, and I totally agree. There are people in the government are trying to help us out, but don't get me wrong. Not the entire government is corrupt, but I say There are some good people in the government. There's some bad people in the government. But at this point, there's no room for arguing back and forth in the High House. At this point in time, it's time for us to band together and try to work together by staying in the house. I mean, yeah, like you said, there's plenty of things to do in the house. But people don't think how we think. They want to be out there with their friends and family. Well,
Right.
not family, but friends, girlfriends, and, all these different type of people.
Yeah.
And the longer, like you said, the longer the stuff drags out, the more we're going to remain on lockdown. I wish people can just straight up just live. They get the virus and they'll be, oh, it's too late.
Right.
So, and basically to Nolan Black, your comment about if I'm scared, not up for the challenge. Nolan Black, I don't know how many times I gotta keep telling you this. I don't step down from a challenge. I don't back down from nobody. So if you want that smoke, man, I see you. I see you up there somewhere. If we cross paths, just know you picked this fight, not me. But I would love to put you down, though. But did you read my previous statement? I don't need anyone else to handle you. I know. And I believe you don't need nobody else to handle me. My government power hungry. I talked to the legends I beat in JTV. What legend did you beat, Funky? He beat somebody? Kevin, he beat somebody?
Fumman has his fair share of moments, but this is your episode. We're talking about you. Talking about Jayden.
Okay, yeah.
So, looking at these last couple of comments here from everybody, a lot of them are popping up. Nothing wrong with the 100 power. Funkman retracts his message. The government is not helping. I mean, you got some of that stuff going on. We're not going to go full-blown into the COVID-19 topic.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to say this. Don't hold back on them questions, man. You can ask me anything. I'm open. I'm open to answering some personal questions. Some questions about JTV. My future here. Just let me know.
I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes and I'm gonna close this out. We're going on it's gonna be 12 o'clock soon, and I think some people are gonna want to call their mamas and tell them happy Mother's Day or think about their mom, share a moment. So I'm gonna be closing this thing out soon. So y'all take the next couple of minutes to do that.
Who was my toughest match? My toughest match, even though I don't like him at all, would be it used to be Slade. Slade would have to be my toughest match. My second toughest, Cassidy Dreams. That's the only thing I can remember at that time. I was referring to. Sure, we can do it anytime, Nolan Black. Okay. Any questions you have for me, Kevin?
I have no questions, Nix. Anybody else?
No question?
I'm gonna give y'all 1 minute. I'm gonna close this thing out at the 2-hour 10 mark. What do we got? We got class is tough. It is chance to meet each other in the tournament. No disqualification. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to start closing this thing out. I want to thank Trey for being a guest here tonight. I want to highlight Corey Flash, All-Star Kid, who was supposed to be here with us. Fortunately, he could not join us because he was under the weather. I want to thank my guest here tonight, Jayden Nix, for being a part of that. I want to thank my cat for making a cameo. And
I do have one thing to say. I'm not sure if it's up to JTB standards.
if it ain't up to
But
JTV standards, you probably shouldn't say it, Jayden.
I'm gonna say it. I would like to offer a bit of a prayer, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You know, I always like to close these type of things out with a prayer to
Absolutely.
inspire other those. Assistant Malachi, put down your phone, man. Yo, Dad, we in the studio. Put your phone down. Or I'll make you go run me my coffee.
Well,
Sit down.
we're about to finish up, so he could run he could run with the coffee
If
if he
everybody
wants.
can just,
Never mind.
wherever you at, find a spot and bow your head for just a minute.
I'll take my hat off.
Alright, that's cool.
Excuse me.
Lord Heavenly Father, I come to you now. We all, people with JTV, come to you now, humble as we can be in this great time of hour, to give thanks, sir, for a day that you have made. You didn't have to make this day possible, but you did. And I would like to say thank you for the day that you have made for us. And I just want to offer, keep your hands, keep your blood covered. No. Keep us all covered with your precious blood, Lord. Keep J Kid, Funky, Nolan Black, Marcus Storms, everybody in JTV covered with your precious blood during this time of hour. You know, I know the coronavirus is dangerous, it's taking out a lot of people, but you keep us safe, you keep us protected during this hour of time, during this time. Let's stretch out your mighty hand and keep us all protected. And when we all say, people with JTV, say, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Jesus' name.
So,
I tell you,
everybody at JTV, thank you for this time. I really do appreciate this. It is the best moment of my life, by far. Able to talk about my personal problems and issues and the past and everything. And I was more and blessed to be able to share that with you.
well, I haven't done that in quite a while. Thank you for inviting me to that, Nix. I want to thank you for being the guest here tonight and for praying for me and everybody else. That was really, really nice. Might have to make it a regular thing here in Live and Uncensored. Thank you once again. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and enjoying the show. And you know, we'll have Jayden Nix come back again sometime and join us for the part 2 to this. Till then,
I'll be happy. I have a lot to say still.
Till then, you can catch Jayden Nix live on Next Gen in 2 weeks right here on the channel. So subscribe, tell your buddies so you don't miss out, and hit the bell notification. Stay safe during the COVID-19 season and keep the passion alive. And if you can, top that.